There is a story about a man who goes beyond the edge of the world. He's not an explorer or a visionary, just an ordinary man living in the capital of a great empire, an unthinking little cog in the great machine. His journey is an accident, or at least that's what he tells himself. Perhaps there is some small part of him that's never been satisfied, that wants to finally know what it's all about. He travels for many days and many nights until at long last he arrives at the edge of the world and steps beyond it. What he sees there shocks him and transforms him. A great truth is revealed to him. The world is not as it seems. The great capital of his homeland was only built a few moments ago. The empire that bestrides the world will be dust in the blink of an eye. But he realizes something else as well. The world doesn't have to be the way that it is. The laws he has spent a lifetime obeying are not some eternal truth, but only a system devised to benefit the rulers of the empire. When he returns to his homeland, he starts speaking to his fellow citizens. He tells them all that he has learned. When they hear that the empire will not last, they nod sagely and say that they already knew this, that everyone knows this. When he tells them that the system can be changed, they string him up by his neck until he's dead and throw his body in a ditch. Because that's what happens to people who don't accept their place in the world, Mr. Crane.
It's been 48 hours since Harrison disappeared. Still no sign of him. Our contacts say the last person he was seen with was Reno Larry, but Larry's vanished too. I don't know why Harrison left, but...
I know. We were getting close, emotionally. He let himself relax, and then everything rushed in. He was sure it would all go wrong. He was sure he'd hurt me, or we'd hurt each other. And the idea that something really good could happen this time, that it could actually turn out well, that we could find love and companionship and not screw everything up. Well, that just seemed unlikely. That's not what usually happens, not to people like us.
You can't be sure.
Yes, I can be. I know exactly how he felt because I almost did the same thing. I think it was Lee being so thankful that pushed him over the edge. On another day, it could have been me running away.
I just think he would have come back. It can't be a coincidence that he went missing on the same day as that slime bag.
Lee.
Hey, guys.
Anything?
Yes and no. No Harrison, I'm afraid. But one of our suspicions seemed to have been wrong. Lucius Finster does not have him. In fact, his people are also looking for him.
They're looking for Harrison?
I think so. The description matches. And he seems to have antagonized them somehow.
That sounds like Harrison.
There's another thing. Harrison doesn't seem to be the only one who's disappeared.
You mean Larry? We heard that too.
No, it's hundreds of people, actually.
Hundreds?
Yeah. Mostly young people out partying. All of them just gone. As if they blinked out of existence. The mayor's trying to keep it quiet, but I don't think he can for long. The city's already boiling over.
We need to get back to the case. All of this is connected, and if we don't figure out how, it'll keep getting worse. And it might be the only way of finding Harrison.
I'll let you know if anything else crops up. My men will make sure this place is protected. But be careful anyway. I can only do so much And the favours I can call in are drying up fast.
We will.
Oh, what about that name I gave Harrison? I don't know what it meant, but someone died for giving it to me.
Shit. We got so distracted with Harrison and Blackstone and everything. Fuck.
It's not your fault. There's just not enough hours in the day. We'll look into it, Lee. Thank you.
Good luck.
I can't believe we forgot something so important.
When was the last time you slept?
Why? When did you? Was it when you were calling every hospital in the city for the third time, or when you bullied missing persons into looking for Harrison?
I didn't bully them. Landon owed me a favor.
Oh? For testifying on the Whitman dossier?
Yeah. How did you guess?
I knew Captain Whitman a little. He was a good guy. Landon used to be his partner, right?
Yeah. When Whitman died, they threatened her family.
God. Did they threaten you too?
Only after it was already too late for them. They never thought someone like me would speak up.
Still. I'm so sorry.
Don't be. It's one of the few things I've done that I'm proud of. So many of the people I helped put behind bars were just unlucky. They had a bad day, things went out of control, and they couldn't afford a good lawyer. But the real scumbags, the ones that really need to be taken off the street, most of them could afford very good lawyers or very good bribes. And a lot of them walked.
Same here. I tried to stay positive because every now and then we really did help people. There are some cases where I know I saved a life just by paying a little bit of attention. But it was getting difficult. And now I realize it all goes so much deeper. Corruption isn't the exception. It's the premise of the whole system. People like us, we're the exception. And that makes it really hard to stay hopeful. But, not to sound melodramatic, but hope is all I've got. I've built my whole life around this idea that things will get better. I'll just get through this, and then this, and then this. But one day, it'll all be worth it.
You're right. And there's a significant chance that this will end badly for us. Even if we do make a difference, but we have a moral obligation to fight this system. To fight for justice and truth and all those big concepts politicians invoke when it's election season and then they forget about whenever they're inconvenient. I know words like that or like hope have become ridiculous because they're only ever used hypocritically, but they mean something.
We're idiots, aren't we?
Yeah.
Hey, Jerry, you ever have one of those nights when you had so much fun, you can't even remember what happened? That's right. It's that kind of morning. At least I woke up in my own bed, huh? Looks like the same can't be said for everyone, though. Our young intern, Alonzo, seems to have let his nightly adventures get so out of hand that he didn't even show up for work. Alonzo, if you're hearing this, we're waiting for you. Those tapes aren't gonna copy themselves.
Okay, so let's try to refocus. What leads do we have?
Barrow claimed that we have to investigate Blackstone. I need to finish transcribing the manual for that phonograph, and then there's that man Lee pointed us to. What was his name again?
Ivan Osokin, 137 Bay Street. And he has something to do with the Sagittarius Hotel.
We should tell Charlotte to keep an eye out.
Yes. And I guess we should check out his apartment, see if he's there.
Okay.
Can I do the apartment?
Splitting up seems like a bad idea.
So does wasting time.
Fair enough, but
I just need to do something. Something physical. After everything, the nightmares, our apartments, Harrison, I feel like I could stay in this room forever, just bury myself in research and never come out again. That's the archetypical Ben Wade reaction. And if I don't break out of that now, believe me, it won't be pretty.
You know, it wasn't your fault that Harrison panicked, right?
Wasn't it? I was so smug, Susan. So fucking smug. Don't tell me I wasn't. I know it's one of the most annoying things about me.
You meant well.
Let's not get stuck on this. Just let me go check out the apartment. I promise I'll be careful.
Okay.
Thanks.
So, Jerry, I'm hearing a lot of folks complaining about these missing kids, trying to turn this personal tragedy into a political issue. I mean, listen to this guy.
Thank you for coming, brothers and sisters. I believe we are all here for the same reason. No matter our creed or ideology, we understand that the present course of our society leads inevitably to self-destruction. And we have seen once more that it is our children who are the first to pay for our society's failure to uphold the values of wisdom, justice, and love.
Let me tell you something, Reverend Randolph. The problem with kids today is they don't get disciplined anymore. They don't know who's the boss, and so they act out. The people to blame are the parents, not the government. We've got enough trouble in this city. We don't need foreign radicals trying to politicize every issue and set people against each other. Shame on you, Reverend. Stick to your congregation.
This phonograph is surprisingly complicated to operate. According to the instructions, it was intended to be used solely by the Order of the Ulterior Logos. I'm not sure whether logos in this context means word, speech, or cause, reason. That's probably the wrong detail to focus on. What I need to do is figure out these speed settings and correctly realign the stylus.
I'm headed to Bay Street to see if I can find a man called Ivan Osokin. I did a little bit of digging before I left, and he doesn't have a criminal record. But he does have a service record. 3 tours as a sniper in the early days of the war, honorably discharged. All the details are redacted, though. Another protest march. People are pissed off. And I don't blame them. Nothing ever gets done, and when people protest, all the mayor does is send in the goon squad. This is exactly how the riot started when I was a kid back in the... Hey! Watch where you're going! Jesus! How do these people have driver's licenses? Bay Street is right by the old grain terminal. That place always creeped me out, but knowing it belongs to Parson Tech makes it even worse. Anyway, here we are. 137 Bay Street.
If love is God, and God is love, we must ask ourselves, what God is worshipped by a society that dedicates itself to the cause of militarism? That when asked to choose between building a bomb and saving the lives of its children, chooses the bomb.
Hey, you. Don't go in there, man. Building's not safe.
I'm looking for someone who lives there.
Nobody lives there. Like I said, it's not safe.
How long has it been this way?
It's always been this way.
You mean no one's ever lived here?
What?
Sorry, I'm confused. You said it's always been this way. So you mean that this building has always been empty? It was never inhabited?
It is inhabited.
Didn't you say that...
Ivan Osokin lives here.
Osokin?
Who's that?
Ivan Osokin. That's the man I'm looking for. He lives here?
No, nobody lives here.
Sorry, is this some kind of joke? Because I don't have time for this. This is a police investigation.
Hey, I'm just trying to help.
Thanks. I'm good.
Hey, man.
Yeah,
Don't go in there. It's not safe.
Nobody lives there. Nobody's ever lived there.
Okay, and if I press this button, it works. I think I figured out the phonograph. Oh, but I'd rather wait until Ben's back before playing the actual cylinder. I'm afraid it might fall apart if we play it more than once. And I still have to call Charlotte Donovan, so I guess that's what I'm doing now. For the record, I hate phone calls. At least Charlotte's pretty friendly. Charlotte, hi, it's Susan.
Who?
Susan Danton from the UCCT.
I'm sorry, I don't know you. What is this about?
You do know me. We just talked the other day. I work for Captain Donovan.
And who's that?
Your husband?
Don't be silly, dear. I've never been married. At least, I don't... No, don't be silly. You must have me confused with someone else.
Charlotte, did something happen? Is someone threatening you?
Look, I don't know who you are, and I don't have time for this nonsense. If you have business with the hotel, send me a letter.
I don't understand.
The first floor is just filled with trash. The second's empty. I'm now on the third. There's a door with Osokin's name on it. It's unlocked. The apartment looks antique, like my grandma's place. Dust everywhere. Someone's drawn circles in the dust, on the table, on the floor, even on the wall. Circles inside other circles. No footprints, though. The kitchen is covered in mold. The walls are black. The ceiling's dripping. There's an unopened package of chocolate chip cookies on the counter. I don't know why, but it makes me sad. This little touch of humanity. The bedroom is small. I thought I saw footprints, but it must have been a trick of the light. There's a framed photo on the nightstand. Looks like an elderly couple. The man has white hair, tan skin, and a goatee. The woman, it's hard to describe her. It's hard to see her. The picture's not clear.
Her name is Zenaida. I have loved her for many years, but I've never been good enough. I've always made mistakes, the same mistakes, over and over.
Ivan Osokin?
That's me, but you're too late. We always realize too late.
Too late for what?
The archer. He'll win again. He always wins.
Who's the archer?
The third herald. The bald man with no eyes. He sees my every move. He constrains me. I do not want to be who I am, but I cannot stop being myself.
Sir, I'm with the police. If someone is threatening you, we can help. We can protect you. Protect your wife?
No. The archer understands every parameter of my life. He anticipates every attempt. Knowing the rules by which I am bound, the limits I cannot escape, he knows how to wield me.
Wield you? Like a weapon?
Like a weapon. Like a key. There is no difference.
And what does this archer want to accomplish by wielding you?
What they all want. To open the gate of the gods. a little further every time.
Okay, but what does that mean? Can you explain that in normal English?
It means nothing. That's the problem. But they love the music. Oh, the music makes them dance. The music makes them rich.
The music?
Too late now. Always too late. You have to leave. Try to remember this phrase. Paradise in my own self. Try.
What are you...
Stay back. Stay back. Stay back.
Ah! 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 Osokin? Osokin! He's gone. He's just gone. And the whole apartment, it's different. This is a different apartment. How is this possible? How is this fucking possible? The furniture is different. The dust is gone. The ceiling in the kitchen is still dripping. In the bedroom, the bed is different. There's a photo on the nightstand, but it shows a young woman. Wait, that's Samantha Perry. This is Samantha Perry's apartment. 137 Bay Street. She left because of water damage, went to the motel where she died. No, that's insane. That was years ago. I have to get the fuck out of here. Fuck. What the fuck just happened in there? I feel like I'm losing my mind.
Drive.
Harrison?
No, it's Santa. Drive, man. They're looking for me.
Okay. Why are you naked?
I came through a portal.
And the portal blew your clothes off?
What? No. I came out on top of the admin building next to the grain terminal. Had to make a rope out of my clothes to get down.
I should take you to a hospital.
No, absolutely not.
Please don't take this the wrong way. I want to help you, but you're naked and bleeding and you smell of... God, what is that smell?
Mummies.
And you're clearly delirious. Whatever happened to you, you need to go to it.
No. What did you see in there?
What?
When you came out of that place, you looked all freaked out. What did you see?
Something impossible.
Are you delirious?
No.
Then just believe me. I need a shower and a hot meal, not a doctor.
Okay. Sorry. I didn't mean to...
No, it's fine. I don't think we're being followed.
Hey, Jerry, did you know today's show is sponsored by Free Play Enterprises? That's right, Jerry. When language meets the point of irreconcilable difference, when the structurality of structure becomes uncentered, when belief becomes incredulity, when totality becomes fragmentality, linguistic shamanism, difference management, entropic disruption, Free Play Enterprises, a new paradigm begins today.
Harrison?
Hey, Blondie. So...
What happened? Are you okay?
I'm not really okay. I fucked up.
It's okay. I'm not mad.
No, but look, let me just try and get this out now, okay? I realize I really fucked up. I have some very serious problems, but I want to get better. I really want to get better, and I'm gonna try. And when I have the strength, I will tell you everything about me, everything I've done, and then, if you're still interested...
I don't care what you've done.
Believe me, if you knew...
No. I'm tired of all the trauma and the drama, all this garbage we've both dragged with us all of our lives. If you can choose to be a good person now, then that's enough for me. There's literally only one thing I need you to do.
Anything you want.
Take a shower. You smell like a morgue.
Fine. If nobody appreciates my new look.
Well, it really doesn't suit you.
Blood and dust, it's just so passé.
All right, I get it. Everybody's a critic. But while I go make myself pretty, here, have a listen to this.
You lost your pants, but kept your recorder?
I haven't listened back to it. I really, really hope that what's on there is just me babbling to myself. If not...
Don't worry about it. We'll talk about everything when you're feeling better.
There are no answers, Mr. Crane. No solutions. There is only AZATHOTH and his messenger.
Yeah, that guy is a real dick.
What happened to Larry?
I don't know. I don't think he made it.
He sacrificed himself to save you.
Yeah, I still can't believe it. Everything about him was revolting. Every time I talked to him, I felt like gargling with bleach. But he did that for me. Fucking renal Larry of all people.
People can be good.
I guess, yeah. I don't know.
We have to talk about what happened to you and other things. I'm not sure I have the right terminology to describe them.
Yeah,
Let's just go through it, one of us at a time.
Okay, I took Terminus, fell through a hole in reality, went to some piece of shit creepy city behind the city, met Daniel, saw...
What exactly did he show you? In the sky?
A god, I think.
AZATHOTH?
And this messenger?
Whoever he is bad news. I don't think we want him coming through.
The question is, why do they want him to? Parsentech, I mean. What do they gain? There has to be something in it for them.
That's definitely a question to keep in mind. But for now, let's just establish the facts. What did you find in Osokin's apartment?
Let me play it.
Late now. Always too late. You have to leave. Try to remember this phrase. Paradise in my own self. Try.
What are you...
Stay back. Stay back. Stay back.
And then the apartment changed.
Changed?
It became a different place. Different furniture, different everything. In fact, it became Samantha Perry's apartment.
What?
Yeah. I've been racking my brain trying to make some kind of sense out of it, but I don't get it. And I don't even mean the fact that the whole apartment changed, which is fucking impossible. I can't even make sense of the connection between the two apartments. I mean, why those two places?
Nothing makes sense anymore.
You could say that again.
I called Charlotte Donovan, and she didn't know who I was.
Wait, what? Did someone get to her? Victor Lamont, maybe? Or that Schofield guy?
That's what I thought at first, too, but now I'm not so sure.
I'm sorry. I just don't know. I don't know how to process this. Any of this. Half of me just wants to laugh and quit and pretend it never happened. And the other half is so freaked out that if I think about it too hard, I'll have a stroke.
Look, it's a case, right? It's a case like any other. There are things we don't understand, okay? Fine. Maybe somebody else does.
Barrow.
Exactly. The things that we experienced, they're insane. Maybe it's a mass hallucination. Maybe it's some kind of advanced technology, but it is something. And clearly, some people understand it. The assholes at Parsentech, for example, and Barrow.
If they can understand it, so can we.
By the way, I figured out how to use the phonograph.
Oh, that's excellent. maybe we could...
Okay, enough. I vote we table the phonograph and Blackstone and all the other creepy shit. I need lunch.
Actually, yeah, let's add another... Wait, it comes with rice? Oh, you know what? Let's add another portion of rice, just in case. There's a bunch of us. We're pretty hungry. Oh.
Papadum.
What is this?
Hopad.
We're good. Papadum.
Sagaloo.
What?
The shit with the potatoes. Can I ask one more question?
Yeah.
Sure.
Who put the grilled cheese sandwich in the file cabinet?
That was here when we got here.
So I should not have eaten it. Where are the streaks coming from?
Susan?
Look, no.
She knows a lot about wipes and grease.
Yeah,
Wait a
that's
minute.
true.
If you guys are worried about streaks, why don't you pay attention to the cleaning schedule I put up?
There's a cleaning schedule?
Yeah.
There's definitely a service.
No. And you know what? I'm tired of cleaning the streaks. So you know what? Guess what? I'm on strike this week. Xylophone is spelled with an X. Hate to break it to you.
What the fuck is a xylophone?
So how do you spell zebra?
With a
the
C.
Z?
Not an X?
No.
No. Zebra. Z-E-E. Bra. Actually, yeah, let's add another portion of rice, just in case. Thanks.
Are you okay? On the tape, it sounded like seeing what you saw was painful.
Honestly, the whole experience was so alien, it doesn't feel real. Like it happened to someone else. Seeing a god? What do you even do with that? And no, I'm not okay. But I wasn't okay to begin with. And at least now I'm here with you. That's a major improvement. In Your Mouth and On Your Face 4. It's a classic.
I didn't even know they made a third one.
Well, they originally started as a trilogy, but it did so well. It was huge on the Grindhouse circuit.
But it's just a compilation.
It's a compilation. Wait, why do you need a plot?
I just prefer it when there's a story.
What's wrong with a montage?
Okay, to speed plot, there needs to be a plot to speed through.
Susan,
when you're literally cutting to...
Can you cut through this debate here? Where do you stand on plot versus splat?
Plot.
Yeah, thank you.
Can I have the napkins?
Here you go.
Oh, thanks.
Wow. They really cranked it up today, didn't they?
I propose whoever can guess which movie that is gets the last papadum.
Amen.
Prepare to lose.
Okay. From the moaning, I say... Wait. Snake Waxers. Nope. Snake Waxers 2 in the bush.
I'm going to say... The Devil and Miss Jones.
Ooh, classy choice.
You're both wrong.
Uh-huh.
Oh, don't me, Detective Crane. If you don't recognize the rhythmic shouting, you haven't been paying attention. It's clearly, you're going to kick yourselves. Sex daggers of the Amazon witches.
Shit, she's right.
Here comes the climax. No, Dr. Malevolous.
Well, the last papadum is yours, milady.
Have it. It is my gift to thee, lowly peasant.
Not gonna say no.
Speaking of rituals, though, I should play the Blackstone recording.
Okay, now that I'm not hungry anymore, bring it.
My name is William Stratford Blackstone. Let this recording be my last testimony regarding the affairs that have bedeviled me for so many long years. My father was Arthur Jeremiah Blackstone, and if that name exudes a certain patrician grandeur, do not be fooled. Like too many of his class, he was a cruel, ruthless man whose facade of Christian morality disguised a life that would put Moloch himself to shame. His business was mining, and in the pursuit of wealth, there was no degree of inhumanity to which he would not stoop. And so it was not long before the men he sent into the bowels of the earth rose up against him. My father saw those men as little more than animals, extensions of his prodigious will. But I admired them, their bravery, their ingenuity, their solidarity with each other. The latter being a virtue my father, who had no equals but only competitors, could hardly comprehend. I saw that these men took pride in their work and in the industry that was built upon it. All they desired was their fair share. The luxury of choice is a rare thing in life. How many millions live their lives propelled forward by necessity, lunging haplessly from one crisis to the next, telling themselves, one day I will make a choice that will be entirely mine. But for most, that day never comes. But thanks to the wealth I had inherited, and to some aspect of my inner nature that left me disconnected from the dogmas of those who surrounded me, I did have a choice. And so, scandalously, I sided with those who work over those who merely own. The Post called me a contemptible class traitor, a title in which I take great pride to this very day. I have many regrets, but I will never regret choosing virtue over convenience. And if I may be petty for a moment, and where may a man be petty if not in his autobiography, then let me add that I still take enormous pleasure in remembering the faces of my father and his various sycophants on that day. That spluttering, buffoonish rage of an overgrown child that has finally been told no. My father disinherited me, of course, but I had already invested in the hospitality business, and this was the beginning of a career that led me to own more than 24 hotels around the world. I would like to think that I was better than most in my field, giving work to thousands and paying them better than my father ever would have. But sometimes I worried that my father thought the same about himself, that in the end I was compelled by the logic of our business to be no more than a kinder, more effective tyrant. But I know that I did my best to be a decent man, and that decency had its own rewards. Unlike my father, to whom marriage was a matter of business, I married the woman I loved. And in time she bore me 2 sons as beautiful and brilliant as herself. Those were the best years of my life. When I was a father and a husband, life then seemed to have a meaning, a purpose beyond the hollow pursuits of commerce. For that small handful of golden years, I was who I was born to be. That, too, like choice, is a luxury. Or perhaps that is the wrong way of putting it. I would like to believe that to live in this way, to have choices and to find fulfillment, is the birthright of every human being. I think that there is something inside us that tells us that this is what we were meant for, that we were not born to suffer, no matter what we are told by priests and philosophers who are paid to teach us to accept the world as it is. That's what I believed in those days, at any rate. When I was fully myself, the memory of that feeling is faint now, but I still cling to the hope that it was real. After my years of happiness came the war, that abhorrent, never-ending war, forever on the horizon of our thoughts, blighting generation after generation to enrich people like my father. What is it about war that twists people's minds into a sudden desire for obedience? What strange grip does that notion have on our minds? That somewhere there is an enemy we must kill? Why is it enough for us to be told by people we know not to trust that war is now upon us, for so many of us to lay aside our rights, our principles, our very ability to think? And why? Why was it beyond my ability to convince my boys that there is no glory in taking lives to line another man's pockets? Why, when I knew, when I understood, could I not explain it to them? Why could I not keep them away? Within less than a month, they were both dead. The death of a child is a monstrous absurdity. The human mind cannot comprehend it, is not meant to comprehend it. I have come to believe that the entirety of science came into being solely to prevent the deaths of children, and it is by the deaths of children that we may measure the progress of a civilization, or its descent into barbarism. But there was a particular fact about the deaths of my children that made the experience even less comprehensible. They died on the same day, in the same hour, and most likely at the very same instant, 100 miles apart. How? How could this be true? How could such a thing happen, and what did it mean? Was it a sign from the Almighty? Was it the invisible workings of karma? What could possibly account for this absurd symmetry? The specificity of the event made it impossible to interpret as random chance. The desire to attach meaning was overwhelming and unrelenting. But simultaneously, the event was clearly meaningless, and no intellectual or theological justification could suffice. It therefore remained a paradox and made healing impossible. For my wife, the only escape from this paradox was to pursue our boys into death. But I knew that I could not rest until I had discovered the system of the world and seen the face of its creator. I began by speaking to proponents of each of the great religions of our time, but none of them could provide the answers I sought. Some resorted to prevarication, ignorance disguised as dogma, God and his mysterious ways. Others, meanwhile, pronounced existence itself to be suffering and championed the annihilation of the self. I saw little difference between their views and the conclusions my wife had come to. That is when I began to study the younger religions: spiritualism, theosophy, anthroposophy, and other esoteric forms of belief, which claimed to produce more tangible results. Unfortunately, rigorous scrutiny revealed these to largely consist of confidence schemes designed to prey on the intellectually feeble. Of all the mediums and practitioners and magicians that I spoke to, there was only one who was not an obvious fraud. Malachi Bidwell was a man of remarkable power and intellect. His oily, snake-like manner was certainly aggravating, but he was the only one to truly show me something that could not be explained by the usual trickery. I will never forget that vision of the city of the pillars under a black, starless sky. I knew in that moment that I was gazing upon another world, a place far more alien than some desert of Arabia, which would seem strange only to a man not accustomed to those lands. No, what I saw that day would seem alien to any man of any nation. These and other visions which were to follow convinced me utterly of Malachi's claims. Malachi and I spent many years, and not little of the fortune I had amassed, pursuing a revelation of the Absolute. In time, others joined us, and we called ourselves the Order of the Ulterior Logos. I will not pretend that all of those who joined the Order were of entirely sound mind. In fact, it would be more accurate to say that each of us was in some way broken. Even Malachi, I think, bore some deep grief within him, and all of us were desperate for some fragment of understanding. Our spiritual experiments revealed countless oniric vistas, crumbling cities, windswept plateaus, dark, unmoving oceans. But these were no more than glimpses, offering none of the answers we sought. I came to realize that we required a method by which a seeker might penetrate more deeply into these realms. It was after a long and exhaustive search that I finally succeeded in acquiring a copy of the Book of the Laws of the Dead. A dreadful work, much of it seemingly gibberish. But as Malachi predicted, it contained a recipe for a mind-altering substance derived from a rare fungus, which would finally allow our research to make a leap forward. That night, we gathered in the usual chambers, filled with excitement mixed with apprehension. We knew that we were about to cross a threshold that few, if any, had crossed before, and none in the spirit of scientific inquiry. I wonder now, what was I really hoping to experience? Did I truly want to understand the system of the world? Did I want to look upon the face of a creator who was capable of tolerating such savagery and cruelty? Or was I merely hoping for a reunion with my boys and my wife? Was I looking for initiation into the mysteries of the universe, or merely for consolation? Merely. The effect of the substance was almost instantaneous. The doors of perception were flung wide open. At first, it was exhilarating. To understand all at once, the reality is comprised of far more dimensions than you had ever thought possible. That vast, wondrous realms to be explored waited, not only on distant planets, as we had previously imagined, but right at our very fingertips was a revelation that filled us with joy and awe. And of course, if these realms existed, and they manifestly did, then perhaps death was not the end, and those we had lost had not been obliterated from existence, but merely taken a little step aside. I began to perceive ghostly figures in the distance, and my heart swelled with hope that these might be the souls of the departed. After all, it was the Book of the Laws of the Dead that had led us here. It was then that I heard the thin, monotonous whine of those blasphemous flutes. And in that moment, I knew that I had made a terrible mistake. But Malachi was entranced. He began to sway, to dance, and with every step he rose into the sky. Up, up, up he went, dancing and laughing and drooling. Oh, that smile on his face. I can never forget it, no matter how hard I try. As Malachi ascended, he somehow pulled me with him. We rose and rose through strange fractal nebulae, through forgotten pockets of space and time, through shadows cast by lights no eye can see, until we reached a green, ill-shaped moon. There, someone awaited us. He spoke to us in the language of dreams, and his voice was the most terrible thing I had ever heard. The flutes had grown louder and had been joined by drums, detestable, maddening drums. I screamed, and Malachi danced, and the stranger whispered his furious commands. I saw Malachi break. I saw him shatter. There is no other way to describe it. He was rent down to his very essence, and through him, as through a gaping wound, I saw the great abyss and its swirling, unfathomable God. There he was. There he finally was. Infinite, eternal, uncaring. No, more than uncaring. Either mindless or insane, the ghostly figures chanted his name. AZATHOTH. Then I fell and kept falling until I had returned to our ordinary world. Oh, what a relief it was to be back. Oh, and how beautiful it all seemed. How beautiful and fragile. For so long, I had seen only the ugliness and the pain, the paradoxes that plagued our existence. Now I understood that our world was an island in a dark ocean, and though the waves sometimes rose to interrupt our lives, the island was a refuge, a paradise compared to all the madness that lay beyond its borders. Malachi was gone. I never saw him again. Since then, I have disbanded the Order, destroyed most of our notes, and abandoned all attempts to cross the threshold. I have no desire to know the system of the world. As for the face of its creator, a glimpse has been quite enough. I leave all that to another generation, one better prepared for these battles. In the years that followed, I have done all that I could to be a better man than my father, to honor the memory of my wife and my sons, and to do good for the living here in this fragile world we all share. I still believe, or try to, that we are meant for more than suffering. But every night, I still hear those damned flutes.
AZATHOTH Blues, directed by Jonas Kyratzes, with music and sound by
those damned flutes.
Or, to speak their names in the ancient tongue, Adam Green, Joe Lynch, Kacey Camp, Sean Branney, and Peter Wingfield. For more information, as well as a complete cast list, check out the show notes or the official website at AZATHOTH.com.